Hey guys, Donnie Sanchez here with IPGRentals.com, and today we're going to be talking about this light right here, the GVM 600s ring light, coming up right after this. All right, guys, let's get right into this. So this light, we purchased it a few months ago, and we've used it quite a bit, actually. Ever since I bought the RGB 1x1 lights from them, I was very impressed. And when I saw this one, I'm like, you know what? Let me try it out. Let's see what happens. And plus, you see of all these other ring lights that are on the market, and none of them look like this thing. We call it here in the office, we call it the Starlight. Instead of just a ring light, because it looks like a big bursting star. And if we could, we would cue the music right now, but we don't want YouTube to take us down. But for you old guys just like us here in the office, we would definitely play some Madonna, as in Starlight, Star Bright. You guys could play that in your head as we go through this whole video, and we'll probably be doing it in our head as we're doing it right now. But like I said, we don't want YouTube to take the video down due to copyright infractions. But let's get into it. So right now, like I said, we used it on a podcast. We used it to shoot some other things here in the office. And I got to say, I'm still impressed with the GVM brand. Coming from a television and film background, where we work with a lot of other TV lights that are the prices are so much more. And when you come to something like this and you can still do the same thing, it's pretty amazing. But I would definitely say that this light probably gears more towards YouTubers, streamers, people like that, instead of more like TV and film. But it could definitely be used in our industry, especially if you're an indie filmmaker, or you're always a DIY film, no school guy, that you do everything on no budget. Not that it's bad, but you know, we all know what it was like to work on projects with no budget, and this definitely will fit on that lower end spectrum. And I'll also show you some other things that you can do with it as well. But I just want to let you know, so when you first get it, it comes, I can't believe the whole thing fit in this little bag right here. This canvas bag, this bag I didn't measure, but it's probably maybe 2.5 feet by less than a foot. You open it up and everything fits in the contents of this bag. If you're like us, where a majority of your shoots are out, or if you're traveling, this is a perfect light. So when you get it, you also get the stand that you see it on right now. You'll get, I'm going to call it the Starburst, all the LED bars, okay? You'll get this bracket for either your phone or a light DSLR. We put a Sony A7S on here, and it held no problem. It fits perfectly in this ring. And all you do here, and I'll show you here real quick. So it has a little quarter 20 on the back right here, okay? And what you do is you just take that bracket right there, put it in, take this screw right here, and you're just gonna screw it in there. Very simple and easy to use. And believe it or not, this lamp right now is at 2% of what it can do. We had to lower it that much so we can actually film and you can see it, and it looks good. It looks presentable on camera the way the camera sees it. But 2% right now. It goes all the way to 0, all the way to 100. And I'll show you what that is. But right now it's at 2%, and that's pretty good. Right now you won't be able to see how good the glow is, but it is nice and soft. Okay, it is nice and soft. Even as you go out, it's nice and soft and even because of the starburst that I call it, all the LEDs. So it definitely widens out the beam of what you need. It also comes, and I'll get more into this later, to these two cables. Now these are, I'm going to call them expansion cables for the LED bars, and I'll tell you why it's good to have these. But going back to the light now. Very cool feature about the light. So each one of these light bars can come off. So you could take them all off here, and then all you do is pull them out. Okay, pull them out, and you have your basic ring light. Now, this ring light, you would have probably paid what what it costs now, you would probably pay for the regular ring light when they first came out. So now you actually have two lights in one, or actually maybe even more once I tell you a little bit more about the light. The good thing, one of the bad things that I don't like, or a con about the light, is that I think that if I drop it, it's going to crack, and I'm afraid like it won't be as durable as the other lights are. So that's just one of the cons, okay? But going back to another positive now. So I told you guys that it went from 0 to 100, and it's super easy to do. All you have to do is in one knob, okay? So you really have to pay attention on what you're controlling, because one knob controls the intensity and it controls the color temperature. The color temperature of the light goes from 32 to 56, okay? So right now I am on intensity, because you see 002 here. So as I go, right, you're gonna see it go up, right? And then if I want to change the, now that I showed you where it is, let me go back this way so it can make sense to you guys. All right, so it's going to get a little brighter here just on intensity. All right, and see how bright it's getting, right? And that's at 100 right there. All right, so I know other people say that, oh, it takes too long to get there. No, it doesn't. It's totally fine. It's very good and very fast to get from 0 to 100. What'd that take? Less than 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to bring this back down so it can look good while we're shooting. Okay, now the other thing is I'm going to show you now color temperature. Once you do is you press the button in, it changes the color temperature. Now you'll see me go straight 32, right? Then it'll switch. You see from 43, 42, 4300, and it's going to go all the way to 56 just by turning that knob. Okay? Now what's also cool, let's say that you just want a little bit more, or let's say you're using it on the background as a design for one of your videos, okay? Especially now with tube lights these days. What you can do, you can make any design you want. Let's just say I'm going to have them on the top and bottom, right? So let's just say, just for time's sake, I just want it like that, a little design. Put that on the back, right? And let's say we're doing a product shot. How about that? So let's make believe we're shooting a product shot. We're going to clear this out here, right? And let's just make sure the product is here, right? And let's just make sure it was something small here. So we had this in the background over here. Then what you can do is you can take these expansion cables, okay? Take these expansion cables, plug it in on the back right here. Now, another thing I wish it had, they only give you two. I wish they gave you expansion cables for every single LED bar, but they only give you two. If they gave you one for each one, you could do a lot more with this. So let's just say we have this here, and what you want to do is, I should have said that before, what you do is you'll plug it in right here. Okay, right here is where you'll plug in the expansion cable, and you'll see that it turns back on. Okay, now before we get into it, I just want to show you something else that I really don't care for, and let's see if you guys can tell. All right, so we have two problems here. One, when you unplug it and use the expansion cable, color temperatures don't match, right? Then the intensities don't match either, as you see. So right now, this light bar is at 100%. And my light here is set at 4%, okay? So first I would have to either bring this all the way up or diffuse my light bar, okay? Bring it all the way up. And I also have to match the color temperature of the bar, because when you take these out from the light, it only stays on 43, 4400. So that means that your main light would have to go to 43, 4400 in order to match. Now, I can deal with the intensity being too bright on the bar light. That, what I'll do is I'll throw something over, I'll take it out further, you know, those things. I'm just gonna bring this down so you guys can see, okay? But to be stuck on one and not make it dimmable with the starlight, that right there is a huge design flaw for me, and I think that they should definitely fix that, okay? So let's say we have, like I said, we had the product here, right? And we're using the back, the ring light as the back, like I said, okay? We're gonna plug this other one in here, like I said, on the side. Now just imagine, right? You could rig up a few things on how to keep this here and here for the product shot in the middle, right? Or down here like this, right? Now you might say, oh, that's another thing that it could do, if there was a way to connect these somehow to something, right? They don't give you anything on how to connect or rig to something. So what we did here, we used this light as a single light, as a basic 3-point lighting. We used a ring light as a key light. Then we used one bar as a fill and one bar as the backlight, and it worked amazing. I couldn't believe how one light gave me so many options on what to do. So what we did was, we took some bongo ties, right? Took some bongo ties, and I'll just unplug this one here to make it right. We rigged a C-stand, and all you do is put this around the C-stand arm like that on the ends, right? I should have put it on the end for you, right? And put it on the back, and right there, it hung right on the C-stand, and I could place the C-stand wherever I wanted to, if I wanted to raise it, or if I wanted to lower it, if I wanted to put it on an angle, and it worked perfect. But if there was a way that they would put some either 1/4-inch screws on the ends or something like that, that you could mount the bar somehow, it would be another great option to have. But there are workarounds, and that's what we're trying to give you guys, workarounds on other ways that you can use it. So another thing that you might notice too is that on the stand, on this bracket here, is a 1/4 20 screw on the bottom. This stand comes with it, so you just screw right into the light. Now you might say, oh, well, you can't tilt it, right? It might be another design flaw, something else that they could add. But if you work in the industry and you have a lot of grip rigs, something that you can add, okay? We use these, it's really a monitor bracket holder, but we use it for a lot of things. We use it for lights. We have other LED little light panels that we use. And what you can do is you just put the stand in here, and it gives you the option to be able to tilt the light wherever you want. So there's a lot of workarounds, even though they might have it, but hey, there's other things that you can do to make the light work for you. There are so many things that you can do with this light. I like the light because it actually makes it seem like you have a lot of variables with this light. You could do a lot of things with it. It's easy for travel. Light and compact, doesn't weigh anything. You saw the case that it comes in, and I showed you the design flaws that it has. So to me, there's a lot more pros and a lot more cons, especially for the price point. And you could definitely rent it from us if there's something that you don't want to purchase, or you just want to try it out first and see if it's something that works best for you. So definitely check out our page, ipgrentals.com, and see what the rental rate is, and we'll ship it right to you in the case that I showed you guys in. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And if you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the little bell on the bottom there. It will tell you when we upload new videos that will also always educate you and show you what gear is out there that we have to make your productions a reality. ipgrentals.com, our gear, your vision.